It's Monday, December 14th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, bringing you today's local news. Rob Adams is also back in studio with us to bring us weather and sports, and Donald Eng will take a look back on this day in history. Also later on in the show, we'll be playing a special interview our team did last week with the winners of our very first Fast Frights horror movie competition, so that's coming up later. But first, on to today's news. Governor Dannel Malloy has directed U.S. and Connecticut flags to fly at half-staff today, December 14th, from sunrise to sunset in honor of the 20 children and 6 adults who were killed 3 years ago at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown. This is the first time the anniversary of the Sandy Hook shooting has fallen on a school day, and many area police agencies say they will be present at local schools to ease any potential fears or concerns. According to the Hartford Courant, Newtown Youth and Family Services has counselors in every school in the Newtown district, including the school in Monroe that students from the old Sandy Hook Elementary School are attending. Additional personnel may be assigned to some schools on the anniversary if needed, officials said. There are also counselors available for staff. Connecticut state troopers are warning citizens about falsely reporting incidents and making threats that require law enforcement to respond, also known as swatting. Police say these types of events are deceptive and will result in arrests for those fabricating reports or intimidating others. In addition to state and municipal police, a swatting call can also require response of fire service and emergency medical services and lead to disruptions for schools and businesses. Charges for making false reports could include falsely reporting an incident, reckless endangerment, misuse of the emergency 911 system, threatening, and breach of peace. In the past week, a woman threatened to open fire on a daycare center, and a man made threats to a state office building via social media. A third person made threats while waiting in line at another state office building. Law enforcement must treat these types of incidents as genuine and respond to them appropriately, according to police, making arrests and ensuring the safety of those threatened. State police say responding to false alarms takes them away from legitimate calls for help and wastes valuable manpower. And in Darien, police are investigating a pair of residential burglaries that occurred on December 4th on Oakcrest. One family contacted police while out of state, concerned that their home had been broken into. According to police, the residents left town the same day, with the majority of the family leaving at about 2 in the afternoon, while the man of the house chose to join them later. When he returned home at 7:30 that evening, he found the doors of the home unlocked, but did not believe anything had been taken because a laptop had been left in plain view. He proceeded to leave without checking all of the rooms, and when police arrived later, they found desks knocked over and drawers left open, as well as 2 bedrooms in disarray. By corresponding with the residents over the phone, police were able to determine a significant number of missing items, including jewelry, a desktop computer, and glass vases. The stolen property is believed to be worth more than $20,000, but that cannot be confirmed until the residents return home. A data review of police departments statewide shows that the Ridgefield Police Department is far more likely to pull drivers over than police in most towns. Ridgefield Police stopped about 184 drivers per officer in the past year, according to a survey by the news website Connecticut Mirror. It is topped only by neighboring Newtown, which had 204 vehicle stops per officer. But Newtown and Ridgefield are individual departments in relatively small towns with populations of around 25,000 and police staffs of around 40, according to the Mirror. Ridgefield Police Captain Jeffrey Kreitz said the local chief sends out a survey at random to residents every year, asking for their feedback on what issues are of the greatest concern to them. He said at the top of that list is always traffic enforcement, which includes speeding and distracted driving. Kreitz said that the Ridgefield Police Department takes an aggressive stance on motor vehicle violations with the goal of increasing roadway safety and educating the public. Kreitz said the Ridgefield Police Department participates in grant programs regularly, which allows them to assign officers for specific details to focus on speeding and distracted driving. By contrast, Hartford has the second greatest number of sworn officers at 478, but has stopped only 8,254 drivers. That's 17 stops per cop, about 1/10 the number per worker for Newtown and Ridgefield. The most common day to get pulled over in Ridgefield is Friday, according to the data study, and the most common reasons for being pulled over in town are speeding and talking on a cell phone. Well, average retail gas prices in Connecticut fell 3.5 cents per gallon in the past week, averaging $2.20 per gallon yesterday, according to Gas Buddy's daily survey of gas outlets in Connecticut. This compares with the national average that fell 1.7 cents per gallon in the last week to $2.01 per gallon. Including the change in gas prices in Connecticut during the past week, prices Sunday were 69.9 cents per gallon lower than the same day 1 year ago and are 7.8 cents per gallon lower than a month ago. The national average has also decreased 15.8 cents per gallon during the last month and stands 53.3 cents per gallon lower than this day 1 year ago. And if you're taking the train instead of driving, you should know that a 1% fare increase goes into effect January 1st on the Connecticut portion of the Metro-North Railroad's New Haven line. This is the 5th of 7 consecutive annual increases requested by the Connecticut Department of Transportation to help finance the new M8 rail cars. This increase will affect ticket prices for travel between stations within Connecticut and between Connecticut and New York stations. Some fares may not change due to rounding and the small percentage of the increase. The fare increases does not affect travel to or from stations within New York State. All January 2016 monthly commuter tickets will be sold at the new prices effective January 1, even if purchased in December. But 10 trip tickets sold in December will still be valid for the next 6 months. Well, it's time to throw it over to Rob Adams, who we're happy to have back in studio. He's been out on the road on the FCAC Winter Tour. Rob, welcome back briefly.
Thank you, Kate. Be here today, not tomorrow, right back on the road tomorrow, but nonetheless nice to be here this morning. We have a slight chance of showers after 3 today. Widespread dense fog, mainly before noon, and all you got to do is glance outside if you can, and you'll see for yourself it's pretty soupy out there. Otherwise cloudy, a high near 60. Yes, again, it's December, and it's 60 degrees. With a south wind from 3 to 6 miles per hour. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms before 1 in the morning, then a chance of showers after that, low around 53 with a south wind 7 to 9 becoming west after midnight. To Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high near 60. The wind might jump up to 14 miles per hour both Tuesday and Tuesday night, so keep that in mind. Mostly clear with a low 39 for Tuesday night. Wednesday, sunny, high 51. Wednesday night, slight chance of rain after midnight, mostly cloudy. Steady temperature around 44. To Thursday, rain likely afternoon, cloudy and 54. And Friday, a chance of rain before noon, then a chance of showers afternoon, partly sunny, high near 49 degrees. Even just glancing into the weekend, all I'm seeing is temperatures staying in the 40s and 50s. I've heard it might even be warm as we head into Christmas week. Right now we have Greenwich with 55 degrees, Danbury has 53, and here in Shelton, 55 degrees, Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Rob's going to give us the latest on high school sports in the area. Donald Ang will take a look back on this day in history, and we have a lot more news coming up on your coffee break after this.
Had a sports injury that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist quickly. Their highly trained orthopedic professionals expertly treat you without an appointment. Skiing, snowboard, or sports accident, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk. Call 203-845-2070 or coastalorthoexpress.com. Find them on Facebook at Coastal Ortho CT.
Discover the Wilburton Inn in Manchester, Vermont, a 30-acre historic estate featuring a turn-of-the-century mansion with elegant inn guest rooms and 7 large private vacation homes, perfect for ski vacations and holiday celebrations. Special offer on select rooms and houses. Stay 2 nights, get the 3rd night free through Christmas Day. CNN has called the Wilburton one of the top 8 mansion hotels in America. Call 802-362-2500 or visit wilburtoninn.com for more information.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Hi, I'm Rob Adams with my good friend Donald Eng, and we're the home team for Nutmeg Sports, Monday through Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN Network. We are the place for all things Connecticut sports, so come hang out with us on Nutmeg Sports. Don? They don't call him the best color man in the game for nothing. Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday, right here on the HAN Network.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your local destination for the best of the holidays. Shop Stewart's for the freshest produce, certified prime rib roasts, magnolia wreaths, fresh baked pies, gingerbread houses, Christmas candies, and the season's best wine and craft brews right next door at Stewart's Spirits. Shop Walter Stewart's, 229 Elm Street in New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. 102,000 viewers have enjoyed the HAN Network in just the last 6 weeks. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
And we're back on this Monday, December 14th edition of your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and Donald Eng is now going to tell us what happened on this day in history. Don?
Well, Kate, a somber day here in Connecticut. We do recall the 2012 Newtown school shootings, a tragedy that continues to affect us. Memorials, schools and playgrounds being renamed. A lot of our websites, including the Monroe Courier, have some memorials and commentaries from some local officials. We never forget that, but now we continue with some more amusing historical notes, including the most awkward on-screen kiss since Luke and Leia. But first we go to 1782. The Montgolfier brothers' first balloon lifts off on its first and last, actually, test flight. The balloon was made by lighting a fire inside a wooden box suspended under a 3-meter fabric ball. The lifting power of the hot air was so great that the brothers lost control of the balloon, which drifted more than a mile before crashing into a hayfield, where terrified peasants attacked and destroyed it with pitchforks. 1812, the French invasion of Russia comes to an end as the remnants of La Grande Armée are expelled. During the 5-month invasion, the army had dwindled from 680,000 men to fewer than 120,000. Napoleon's decision to invade Russia is generally considered the most well-known of the great blunders in history. 1964, the American Civil Rights Movement. Heart of Atlanta Motel versus the United States. The Supreme Court rules that Congress can use the Commerce Clause to fight discrimination. The Heart of Atlanta was a motel whose owner refused to rent rooms to blacks. He filed suit against the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which had outlawed discrimination, on the grounds that interstate commerce and travel for blacks necessarily required access to accommodation. He lost that case on this day in 1964. And finally, we go to 2008 in Baghdad. That was journalist Mandar al-Zadi, who shouted, "This is a farewell kiss from the Iraqi people, you dog," then threw his shoes at President George W. Bush during a press conference in Baghdad. Al-Zadi later said he expected to be killed for his actions. He is currently an on-air reporter for a Lebanese television station. He's also got about 1.6 million followers on YouTube. And, did you see the moves there by the president?
It's incredible. It really is.
That's some reflexes.
The reflexes are incredible, I have to say. Wow. Well, thanks, Don. That's quite a day in history.
Quite a day. I'm Donald Eng.
All right. Thanks so much, Don. Well, before we throw it back over to Rob for the latest in high school sports, getting back to a little more news today. A memorial service was held Saturday for the Easton couple police believe were murdered by their son. According to a Bridgeport Voice story, the service was held at the United Methodist Church of Westport Weston, with most speakers directing their comments to the couple's younger son, Taylor, who's 24 years old. 27-year-old Kyle Navin allegedly shot his mother in the chest as she sat beside him in his pickup truck after helping him on his garbage route. Police say Jeffrey Navin was killed later the same day in the basement of Kyle Navin's Bridgeport home. The parents were last seen on August 4th, and their bodies were recovered from the yard of a Weston home on October 30th, the same day that Kyle Navin was charged with murder in their deaths. Police say Kyle Navin has a history of drug use and owned several guns. They say that Kyle Navin knew that his parents planned to sell their refuse business and had him cut out of their wills. And obviously, for updates on that story, you can always check eastoncourier.com. But we're going to switch gears now and throw it over to Rob Adams for the latest in local sports. Rob?
All right, Kate, thank you very much. We start with the state football championships, and you don't need to be a genius to figure out that the Darien Blue Wave will be named the #1 team in the state this week. Christian Trafone scored on an interception return for a touchdown, and the Wave never looked back, defeating Shelton 39-7 to win the Class XXL state championship in New Britain on Saturday. It's the first state title for Darien football since 1996. Bobby Trafone added a touchdown off an interception, similar to his brother's 25-yarder. Shelby Grant ran for 2 scores, and Timmy Graham tossed 2 touchdown passes to Hudson Hamill. Now, if we mention Darien, then we must mention New Canaan, right? I mean, there are laws. There's a quota. That's at least the way it's written in the rules here. No, we kid. However, the Rams will likely be the #2 team in the state after a thrilling 42-35 victory in Class L over North Haven. That was at West Haven on Saturday. The winning touchdown came on Ryan O'Connell's Walter Payton-like 1-yard dive over the top of a goal line scrum with 3:34 remaining. Please Google Walter Payton, boys and girls, and you will figure out what I'm talking about if you don't know. Matt Cognetta made the pass-happy Rams run the ball. The senior carried the ball 27 times for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michael Collins, well, the passing numbers might seem pedestrian, but they're pretty good. 22 of 28. The 179 a little low, but 22 of 28, very good. 1 touchdown to Kyle Smith. So congratulations to the Rams, 3 in a row. Now we move down in Class M, where Brookfield won their 2nd straight title, beating New Fairfield 21-14. Finally, in Class S, Bloomfield kept Ansonia from winning their 20th state title. 20th state, that is. They didn't win 20 straight, as the Warhawks won 31-20. So some decent games, actually, over the weekend in the state championships. We move over to girls hockey now, where Darien beat the East Catholic Glastonbury South Windsor Co-op 2-1 on Saturday to open the season. Emily Giannunzio made 36 saves for the win. Georgia Cassidy and Marissa Baker scored the goals for the Blue Wave. And if you like girls hockey, we've got it for you later today on the HAN Network. New Canaan hosts Guilford. Chris Callan and I have the call. Game time, 6 o'clock at the Darien Ice Rink. Finally, the news broke on Friday, and there was much joy in the land, at least in parts of the land, that the FCAC has voted for a 10-game football season for 2016. That news means the elimination of the FCAC football championship, a game that was first played in 1966. Darien won what appears to be the final 2 titles, beating New Canaan both times 28-21, overtime, of course, the thriller in 2014, and a very good game this year as well. Both games ended 28-21, but Greenwich will finish with the most titles in league history if this is the way it ends. Still plenty of debate on it. Obviously, outside of the FCAC, most see that it's no big deal and feel the FCAC has been selfish. Here in the FCAC, many feel differently. It's a topic we will investigate. Probably don't have the time for it on today's Nutmeg Sports. Don and I will spend more time with Bill Bloxam talking about really the football that was played this weekend, but probably Wednesday's show we'll get a little deeper into it. With all that said, with sports, I'm Rob Adams. Kate, back over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Well, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to play for you an interview that Rob did last week with some students who won our first short horror movie competition, and they won the grand prize. So it's very exciting. We're going to come back with that and some more news on your coffee break after this.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances. Where community comes first. A place where there's more than one kind of interest. Where automation will never replace consideration. Where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
In Pound Ridge since 1993, the Wine Connection is one of America's best wine shops. Visit our beautiful store for the greatest in wine and knowledgeable service. With wonderful values from around the world to collectibles for your cellar, we are your one-stop source. Visit our online shop at wineconn.com and make sure to sign up for email updates. With great offers, new arrivals, and special events, don't miss all the action at the Wine Connection, including tastings every weekend. The Wine Connection, located at 32 Westchester Avenue, Pound Ridge, New York.
This fall for our red panda. That's right, Rashawn the red panda will be visiting the Beardsley Zoo for a limited time. Resembling raccoons, red pandas primarily eat bamboo, but will occasionally eat fruits, berries, young leaves, and certain tree bark, like their better-known black and white cousins. As an adult, Rashawn is expected to weigh 10 to 12 pounds, and you can see him at the South American Rainforest exhibit, Connecticut's Beardsley Zoo of Bridgeport. A whole new experience. 875 Noble Avenue, Bridgeport. 203-394-6565.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthe-game.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune into Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
All right, the scene is this. It's school on a foggy day. It's kind of cool, actually. The storyline is the following. A girl finds a ring, puts it on, and then strange things happen. These are the winners of the Fast Frights contest here on the HAN network at Danbury High School. Presented by Milford Photo, in partnership, in fact, with the Prospector Theater in Ridgefield, and they are the winners of the Phantom 3 drone. Let's find out what it's all about. Let's let them all introduce themselves. I'll start down here. Who are you?
Tiana Ross.
I'm Abigail Hayden.
Trevor Ward Willis.
Jillian Brown.
All right, who wants to go first? Tell me about this film that you did, and tell me about what made this happen. Where'd this all come from? Who's up first?
I'll do it. Well, this film was basically inspired by an antique ring that I had a while back. And so when we found about this film festival, our group was like, oh, we should do this. And so I told them my idea, and we used a different ring because, you know, it's less expensive. But we basically just, I don't know, we just figured it out as we went through it, and it was really fun. It was a fun experience overall.
Well, I watched it. It was a lot of fun. And the name of the film is?
Ashes, Ashes.
Where'd that come from? I mean, that it seems like an easy idea, but where?
We were inspired by the dark kind of poetry and fairy tales, such as Ashes, Ashes, about death and all that. So we decided that it would be a good idea to incorporate that within our film to give it a more grim appeal.
It was a very good idea and a very well executed. What got you involved in this?
Well, in film class, we were all partners, and so from there, like, we've done all our films together so far, and they come out great.
When you first got a look at it, what did you think?
It's pretty amazing how it all put together.
What were your thoughts as well?
I thought it was a cool contest, and we got really lucky because the first day of filming was this really creepy, foggy day. So, and after that, just seeing how creepy things turned out, it was really fun to put together and edit.
No special effects needed. Who did what in the film? Who did what in terms of acting, editing, any of that? Anybody wants to step in and tell me what your role was?
We have a whole system of this. I can explain it right now. So starting off, over here we have Tiana and I, which we're basically the actors most of the time, and we carry on the acting portion of that, yes. Trevor does mostly background characters, and he's like a really big help because he often goes inside and gets stuff for us, like if we forget it, which we do a lot, unfortunately, but he's always fast about that, and he does a good job of that, and sometimes he helps with camera setup. And Jillian, I'm giving such a huge kudos to her, because she basically directs the whole thing. She does all the camera work mostly, and she does all of the editing, and she puts it all together and it looks really great. So kudos to all of us.
From a background perspective, what were the challenges that you came across?
Like how to like all work together and like be a background character.
Yeah. How about for you, again, from a background, from basically directing, were there any challenges in terms of, the weather was this, or a camera didn't work, something like that?
Yeah, we always have to expect everything will go wrong. Like, people are going to come in the hall, someone might wear a different type of clothes. Like, the bathroom scene in it actually took, 2 days to film, and Abby had to, lay on the ground for 2 days straight. So just things like that, you learn that short scenes take a lot of work.
Wow, it really is so well done, and you all did such a nice job on it. I'm sure you have to all be so proud of it.
Yeah, it was kind of, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. My family, they didn't even know that I entered this, and when they found out, they're like, it was my parents' anniversary that day, so I felt really bad, but they got me a cake and stuff, and it was just really happy, and it was so much work, and for that all to pay off, it's just such a great deal. Like, it's just very, very exciting.
Was it a great experience?
Yeah, it was.
And you guys get to take this with you.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Well, we're excited to give it to you. And again, Milford Photo was a huge part of this. Couldn't have done it without them. Couldn't have done it without the support of the Prospector Theater down in Ridgefield as well. And we had some good entries. I watched a bunch of them, but yours was the winner, and congratulations. And Danbury High School should be proud of all of you, because this is really cool. So congratulations to each one of you. Enjoy this, and thank you so much for doing this, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
So there you go. Ashes, the winner of our first Fast Frights contest right here. And it happened at Danbury High School.
Congratulations again to the Danbury High students who won our first Fast Frights competition. That was we filmed that interview last week during the FCAC tour when the HAN Cruiser pulled into Danbury. But getting back to some more news today, police say that 134 people were arrested over the weekend during a protest of hiring policies at Yale New Haven Hospital. The New Haven Register reports that demonstrators marched on Saturday from downtown to Yale New Haven. They were demanding more local jobs at the hospital to relieve what they said was a jobs crisis in New Haven's hardest hit communities. The protest was led by New Haven Rising, a citywide grassroots organization. The demonstrators were arrested while sitting in the middle of the intersection of Ward Street and Sylvan Avenue. They consisted of members of New Haven Rising, various Yale University unions, and undergraduate organization Students Unite Now. A statement from Yale New Haven Hospital said they do employ many local residents and will continue focusing on those opportunities. The Darien Board of Education approved the creation and hiring of a new special education director position at the Board of Education meeting last week. The position will be at no additional cost to the budget because salaries from unfilled positions will be shifted to the new program director position. Superintendent Dan Brenner said that special education in Darien is a big job. He said there's a lot that we need to do to make it the best program it could be. He said, upon reflection, our central office believes we need more support inside the special ed office. In 2013, the State Department of Education ordered corrective actions after the Darien School District was found to be in violation of state and federal regulations. At the time, 25 parents filed a complaint with the state alleging systematic violations to special education law. A two-part state investigation and a $196,000 independent probe both found more than 24 problems, ranging from an unbalanced decision-making approach that cut out parents to a complete lack of data. The problems resulted in a number of staff resignations, including that of the former superintendent, Stephen Falcone, and former special education director, Deirdre Osbuck. The proposal to create and hire a new special education director was approved unanimously by the board last Tuesday night. The director, once hired, will be joining a special education program administrative staff that includes SESS Assistant Superintendent Shirley Klein. For more on that story, you can visit DarienTimes.com. Well, the 2015 Valley Toys for Kids campaign is underway, and Team Inc. is hoping to provide over 1,300 needy Valley children with something special under their Christmas tree this year. This campaign collects new, unwrapped toys for the underserved children in the communities. The annual Toys for Kids program provides thousands of Christmas toys for children from low-income families across the Valley, children who otherwise might go without during the holidays. When families are struggling, they have to make decisions during this time of year between paying for heat and rent or buying their children Christmas toys. The Toys for Kids program ensures that every child can have a good Christmas, according to Diane Stroman, who's Team's executive vice president. Last year, due to the generosity of the community, they provided 1,372 children with toys to place under their Christmas trees. Donations of new unwrapped toys to the Toys for Kids program can be dropped off at the Team Inc. headquarters. That's at 30 Elizabeth Street in Derby, and they're open weekdays between 8:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. The Toys for Kids toy store, which we have a picture up from a past year, is located at 153 Main Street, and that's open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and there are various drop-off sites throughout the Valley. You can get those drop-off sites at teaminc.org. And in Darien today, you can get a can of beer for making a can donation. According to the Darien Times, today, December 14th, those who donate a can of non-perishable food will get a can of Narragansett, courtesy of the distributor. Can for Can will be held all day at Chez Ernie's at 25 Tokenique Road, open from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. There is a limit of 2 16-ounce beers a person. Donations will also be accepted for those not interested in the Narragansett. But let's start over to Rob for one last quick look of the weather. Rob?
Boy, I'm glad I stayed just long enough to be ready for you to throw it to me. I was on my way to Darien and Chez Ernie, so that was dangerous there for a moment. All right, thanks, Kate. We'll stay here and do the weather one more time. We have a slight chance of showers after 3 today. Now, it is pretty soupy out, and in fact, the fog looks like it's even gotten a little thicker outside our Bridgeport Avenue office within the last half hour. But anyway, the fog will be widespread and dense, mainly before noon, thus my reference to outside the windows. Otherwise, cloudy day, high near 60. Tonight, showers, thunderstorms before 1, chance of showers, low 53. And mostly sunny, a high near 60 for Tuesday to Wednesday, sunny, a high near 51. Thursday, rain likely afternoon, cloudy, and a high near 54. We look around the region right now, and we have Greenwich at 56, Danbury at 54, Shelton up to 56 degrees. Kate?
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Well, as we've said, today is obviously a very important anniversary in the state, and many are marking that in many ways. And we're going to wrap up this Monday edition of your coffee break, but we'll, on the way out, be playing Trag's song. The name of the song is A Child Shall Lead Them by Trag from their CD, Short Attention Span Theater. It's available on iTunes, CD Baby, and Amazon. The band is hoping to donate the proceeds from that song to the Newtown Board of Education. So check that out, everyone, and have a great Monday.